Hi everyone, welcome back to Plus 2 Biology. We were discussing the chapter Microbes in Human Welfare, and we have almost completed the use of microbes in producing household products and industrial products, exactly as per what is given in your book. Okay, there are so many extra products, number of products obtained from microbes. Okay, then today we are just discussing what is the role of microbes in sewage treatment. Okay, it's an important topic. Without microbes, we have no way to treat the sewage, and we have no and effective control of sewage, the wastewater, without using microbes. So microbes play a crucial role in the treatment of sewage. Okay, so let us discuss what is that process. Okay, then before that, tell me, what is sewage? What is meant by sewage? What will do the wastewater from your houses? What do you do with that? You may be draining it to your garden or your field, your land, or some of you may be draining it underground to a pit. Okay, then what else process? If it's a very big house or flat, like, the water is processed with sewage treatment plant. Okay, and it is must for every industries. Okay, anyway, you know that if it's a nearby water body, in your house, you will be dumping all this waste and wastewater to the water body only. It's not, and this is a clear-cut water pollution. Okay, so river Ganga and river Yamuna, almost all major rivers and also the divine rivers were facing this issue of dumping or draining the wastewater to it. Okay, so in order to stop this, the Ministry of Environment and Forest have formulated a number of action plans. Among that, Ganga Action Plan, Yamuna Action Plans are major ones. What is meant by that? Ganga Action Plan and Yamuna Action Plan. It means to save these rivers from what? Sewage water. Okay, the sewage should not be directly dumped to this river. So after this action plan, number of STPs are formed, produced. Okay, it ensures, this action plans ensures the usage of STPs, sewage treatment plants, in all major industries. Okay, even if it's minor industries, nowadays STPs are must. What is a sewage treatment plant? Microbes are the chief operators in the STPs. Okay, without microbes, this STPs cannot function. That is what we are discussing today, the role of microbes in sewage treatment. So tell me, sewage is what? What is sewage? So sewage is defined as the municipal wastewater. Okay, so sewage is defined as municipal wastewater. It may contain all household and industrial waste along with water. It may be solid waste and floating waste, like number of waste, and there may be a lot of chemicals inside and pathogens inside, and it is even causing diseases. Okay, and in your household drainage, every time disinfection is done. Okay, similarly, so sewage can be defined as a municipal wastewater. Then how can it be processed in STP? The sewage treatment plant is set up to process or treat sewage, the municipal wastewater. And after treating in the plant, the wastewater, its pollution is reduced so that it is okay to pour into the or drain into the water bodies like river. Okay, then after processing in the STPs only, this water is now allowed to drain off, okay, to the nearby water bodies. Okay, so what is the function of a sewage treatment plant? Let us discuss in detail about the STP, sewage treatment plant. Okay, in the sewage treatment plant, there are mainly two steps. Okay, primary treatment and secondary treatment. Okay, primary treatment and secondary treatment. The tertiary treatment also we discussed. Anyway, in the primary treatment is a physical process. Okay, this step includes, it's a physical process. Okay, mechanical process. Whereas secondary treatment is fully biological. This is what our area of concern is. Microbes are used in the secondary treatment. So, in the primary treatment, it's a physical process. I mean, the wastewater as such is first allowed to do filtration. Okay, the primary treatment, which is a physical process, the first process is what? Filtration. Sequential, repeated filtration is done. Then what happens at the time of filtration? All the floating debris, floating matters like cotton, okay, if any pieces of paper, clothes, such all waste can be, floating debris can be removed. So, the sequential filtration will remove all the floating waste. Okay, so in the physical process, primary treatment, first process is what? Filtration. But what happened? The solid waste as such remain. The grit, pebbles, soil and all particles with weight will be there. Cannot be separated by sequential filtration. Then the pebbles like stones, grit, solid waste, etc. we have to remove by sedimentation. The second process in primary treatment is sedimentation. It is allowed to sediment. The solid waste are allowed to sediment at the bottom. Okay, so filtration and sedimentation are the two processes under primary treatment. It's a physical process only. Filtration is a physical process. Sedimentation is also a physical process. There is no any biological or chemical treatment there. Okay. So after this step, we can separate the sewage into two parts. Anyway, we get a water side and we get a solid waste side. So the waste we can call as, I mean what is sedimented at, that we can call as primary sludge. It is removed. Okay. Then the primary sludge. Then what is the water? The waste water is primary effluent. Okay. The primary effluent from the primary treatment plant. It's a tank. From this tank, the primary effluent is taken to the secondary treatment tank. Okay. Here is the biological process. Okay. The secondary treatment plant is fully with flocks of, and there are number of aerobic bacteria grown along with the fungi. So the fungal filaments along with bacteria act as a mesh-like structure. We can call it as flocks. So in the secondary treatment, in the second chamber, we are using aerobic bacteria and fungi. It forms a group, a flock. Okay, a massive mesh-like structure, okay, in which the wastewater is treated. Okay, how it is? These are actually biological organisms. Okay, and these organisms consume the organic matter present in the sewage water. In this effluent, whatever organic matter is present, this will be eaten or consumed by the microbes for their growth. We can call it as, okay, that's a degradation taking place. So initially, what is the BOD of the wastewater? Suppose the wastewater, primary effluent. Okay. See, the primary effluent will be with a high organic matter inside that. So, its BOD will be very high. It will be having very high BOD. And its dissolved oxygen content will be very less. That means, in the primary effluent is rich in organic matter, it's full of pollutants, so its BOD, okay, is high. That means its demand for oxygen is high. It is having less dissolved oxygen only. It's inside the oxygen dissolved is less, and so it will be showing a high demand for oxygen. And when this microbes act, aerobic bacteria and fungi act, they consume the organic matter, they reduce the organic matter content, then what happens? BOD gets gradually decreased and dissolved oxygen is inversely proportional to. Dissolved oxygen content is inversely proportional to BOD, biochemical oxygen demand. Okay, the BOD will be gradually reduced and dissolved oxygen content will be increased in the water, wastewater. So just keep in mind, initially the wastewater after sedimentation, it's called primary effluent. It is having number of organic pollutants inside. Okay, it's a sewage water, and this waste will be causing what? High BOD. biochemical oxygen demand. That means it requires more oxygen for the breakdown. Okay, for the microbes to break down, it demands more oxygen. So BOD will be very high in that water. Whereas dissolved content oxygen, DO will be very less. So BOD high indicate highly polluted. That means the microbes inside require more oxygen to process this. That's why demand, biochemical oxygen demand. The oxygen required for the biochemical process inside is high. The microbes require more oxygen to break down this. So BOD is high means it's a highly polluted water. Okay, then gradually when the microbes act, it is breaking down the organic compound so that the BOD is gradually decreased. It means the pollution is gradually decreased. Okay, the water is somewhat reducing its pollution gradually by the action of microbes. This is what is taking place in this tank, secondary treatment tank, and it is there is a frequent aeration system. Here, it's aerobic bacteria inside and the agitator system is there to pump air frequently. Then only it gets proper growth and proper degradation. Okay, so when gradually this BOD can be tested, the sample can be collected and BOD can be tested in time, and with simple titration it can be done. So this, when the BOD is gradually reduced, then this water can be flown to the rivers or nearby water bodies. Now the water is not much polluted. It is safe to drain to a river or water body. So that is called secondary effluent. I mean, after the treatment in secondary treatment plant, when the BOD is significantly reduced, the secondary effluent, the water, the wastewater, I mean processed water, can be flown to nearby water bodies. Okay, and whereas what is there, collect massive flocks will be there, no? Number of microbes and the chain mesh like structure will be there. The flocks we can call, I mean the grown, it is again growing in bulk. Okay, there will be abundant flocks, microbes chain inside. That is known as activated sludge. Okay, I mean the waste obtained from the secondary treatment plant. Actually, this is not actually waste. A part of this can be used again same in the tank for the next step. Okay, to produce new flocks. Okay, anyway, what is the major part of the flock? The waste. Okay, it is taken in another chamber. Okay, that chamber is again using microbes. That is anaerobic microbes are using there. Here aerobic microbes, here anaerobic microbes are used for the sludge treatment. Okay, this sludge, I mean the flocks, okay, are processed in anaerobic sludge blankets. Here it is thoroughly degraded to produce what? We can use it as a fertilizer, or we can use for the biogas production like. So in the anaerobic sludge digesters, this sludge is digested using anaerobic bacteria. So both aerobic bacteria and anaerobic bacteria microbes are used in the process. Without microbes, there is no any compensatory or alternate method for this. Okay, so this process is fully dependent on microbes. So that is what this sewage treatment is. Okay, and here I have given a small sketch of a sewage treatment plant. You can see different sections. Okay, the primary area, secondary area. Okay, then it's a video elaboration I will show in the live session. Okay, it will be far clear in the video, animated video I will show in the live session. Okay, how it works. Anyway, its main principle is the microbial action, you know. And again, there is tertiary treatment also there. What may be it? See, this secondary effluent can be even again tertiary treatment can be done. Ozonation, chlorination like treatments, and it can be even used for our household process. This water can be used for our household process. Then if it is done with the tertiary treatment like chemical treatment. Okay, ozonation, chlorination, etc. And it's not our concern of microbes action. It's not mentioned in your book. Just understand primary, secondary treatment. Secondary treatment is the biological treatment where microbes are used. Okay, and tertiary treatment is a chemical treatment where chemicals are added, formulated with this so that we can use this water for our household purposes. Okay, So that is about the sewage treatment. Keep in mind the different steps and keep in mind aerobic bacteria are used in the secondary treatment. Okay, and aeration should be there, and anaerobic sludge digesters use anaerobic bacteria also. Phlox means fungi are also used here. Okay, that's about the sewage treatment. Okay, so one more small topic we discussed today. What is the role of microbes in production of biofertilizers? So microbes are widely used as biofertilizers. Role of microbes as biofertilizers. Okay, you know, and in your garden, in the kitchen garden and flower garden, everywhere we are using chemical fertilizers. Okay, anyway, you know what is more preferred, and also we use what biological fertilizers, manures also we use. Anyway, you are better aware that the chemical fertilizers are destroying what? The soil nutrition. Okay, soil nutrient availability. And you are better aware that the chemical fertilizers are harming our soil. Okay, and you have heard it and studied it from 7th standard onwards. And it adversely affects many eco-friendly organisms too. The most popular organic farming techniques today is never recommending chemical fertilizers, instead biofertilizers. What are biofertilizers? When the biological organisms are used as fertilizers, we can call them as biofertilizers. If the biological organisms as such are used as fertilizers, we can call them as biofertilizers. Mainly, microbes are used as biofertilizers. You know that. Okay, which are the common microbes used as? Some examples we are going to discuss. Okay, commonly we use bacteria as biofertilizers. Then we also use cyanobacteria as biofertilizers. Okay, and also fungi are used as biofertilizers. And which are the major groups of bacteria, cyanobacteria and fungi, and what they do in the soil? How it helps the fertility of soil? You know, among the bacteria, you know, there are nitrogen fixing bacteria. Like rhizobium inhabiting the root nodules. You have learned it from very smaller classes onwards. Rhizobium which inhabit root nodules of leguminous plants. It can fix atmospheric nitrogen and produce what? Nitrate in the soil. You know that. Okay, NO12 and NO3. Then anyway, another free living, this is symbiotic, you know, it is seen in the what? Leguminous plants or root nodules. Whereas free living nitrogen fixing bacteria, Azospirillum, Acetobacter, like bacteria are also helping in the production of nitrate in the soil. So when we discuss microbes as fertilizers which increase soil fertility, the prime concern we can give to bacteria which increases soil nitrate. Okay, these are mainly nitrogen fixing bacteria. Okay, free forms are there, free living forms are there, Acetobacter, Azospirillum, etc. Then symbiotic forms are there, Rhizobium is an example. You know crop rotation. Leguminous plants are grown in one season and it is then after harvested its roots are allowed to decay there and the next main crops are grown. Okay, what is the benefit? This leguminous plant's root contain this bacterium Rhizobium and it enriches the soil nitrates by nitrogen fixation. You have learned it already. Then again no need further clarification I think. Anyway, this is the first side. The next group is cyanobacteria. You know the examples like Anabaena, Nostoc, Oscillatoria. Okay, Anabaena, Nostoc, Oscillatoria. These all organisms contain heterocyst. Among the colony of cells, they contain special cells called heterocysts, and with the help of heterocysts, they can fix atmospheric nitrogen. They also increase the nitrates in the soil. Okay, nitrites and nitrates in the soil. So that's what about the Anabaena, Nostoc, Oscillatoria. These are the cyanobacteria which help to increase the soil nitrates by nitrogen fixation. And you are familiar about azolla. Okay, the paddy fields we just deposit, add this particular ferns, azolla ferns. What is special about the azolla ferns? Why we add azolla to paddy fields? Tell me. So azolla consists of what? The cyanobacteria inside, Anabaena inside. And so when azolla is added to paddy field, this Anabaena can perform nitrogen fixation and it can enrich the soil nutrients. So the paddy can grow well because it gets enough nitrogen. Okay. So again next is fungi. Among the fungi, symbiotic fungi with roots of higher plants, mycorrhiza. We have discussed earlier. Mycorrhiza help in increasing soil fertility, especially it helping more absorption of phosphorus from soil. It help in facilitate phosphorus absorption from soil. So mycorrhiza, the fungal association with the roots of higher plants. So the fungi in the roots of higher plants help in the phosphorus absorption better from the soil. So it is helping the plant growth. So these are our major areas, microbes as biofertilizers. Further discussion we do in the live session, and study well and prepare well for the live session, and we can have a good interaction. Okay, thank you.